So many people get this wrong when they start CrossFit. They don't know how to eat, and that will impact your performance in CrossFit. You end up not gaining the muscle, not making the progress you want, not improving as fast as you could. You might also pick up some disordered eating habits along the way and end up worse off than where you started if you don't listen to some sensible, informed nutrition advice. My name's Beth and I'm an everyday CrossFit athlete. I post vlogs, I post about competitions and stuff in the CrossFit news. I'm going to take you through some of the things that I eat throughout the day, and I'm also going to introduce you to Chloe, who does my nutrition, and she also works with competitive athletes as well as regular people like me and teaches them how to eat to fuel their performance, and she's got some really interesting insights on this subject. So first, this is the breakfast that I always have. So the reason I have this breakfast is because it's high protein, it's nutrient dense, it fills me up before training, and there's some carbohydrates in there which help with my energy for training, which is amazing. So I have eggs, chicken sausages, 2 of them, bacon, and some bagel thins. I love bagel thins, so I don't really fancy a whole bagel, and it just feels like the right amount of carbohydrates. And then I also have spinach in the bun just to add a bit more nutrients in there, add some veggies, and then it's completely ridiculous that I spilt the ketchup on the side. That's classic me, really. I love ketchup, both on the side and in the bagel. It's so good. I normally have this with a coffee. You have to try this bagel, it is honestly amazing. So I'm gonna head to the gym in a minute, and it's been about an hour or so since I had breakfast, and I need to make sure I've got enough fuel for my training session. So I've got a bit of malt loaf, and it's about 60 grams, and because it's got lots of energy in it, processed carbohydrates, it will digest quickly and it will help me fuel my training. Right, let's go to the gym. So I warmed up for my snatches and I did something called the Tor complex, which is a snatch balance, a snatch push press, and then an overhead squat. And my coach wanted me to build to a max, and I ended up building up to 55 kilos, which was quite cool. Snatches went all right today. I feel like some days I have really bad snatch days, but today was not one of those, thankfully. And then I moved on to clean and jerk, and the clean and jerk complex was 3 power cleans, and I loved the opportunity to power clean because he always makes me squat clean, and then 5 push press. And I was doing push press instead of split jerk, which is unusual. I normally do a lot of split jerking, but I've just come off the back of a competition, so I think we're working on my lockout and also my upper body strength. And then after that I had to move on to doing these death marches, which were honestly horrible. I feel like they probably really worked, but I hated them because I had to do 40 seconds on and then 20 seconds off, and I think I had like either 4 or 6 rounds. It felt like a lot anyway. Yeah, it took a lot out of me, but I'm glad I did it. So I'm back from the gym. That was really good. I did like lifting today and a little bit of like death marches, which is like some accessory work, and I'm actually doing something slightly different at the moment. I've already done CrossFit 3 times this week, and I'm trying to let myself do a little bit of something different if I want to, because at the end of the day I'm like an everyday CrossFit athlete. I do fitness for fun and enjoyment and for general all-round fitness, and I love swimming and I love cycling and I love so many other forms of fitness outside of CrossFit, and I tend to not allow myself to do it unless I'm doing like 5 days of CrossFit. I don't have the energy to do anything else if I'm doing 5 days of CrossFit, which is silly. So I'm now trying to let myself swap out a session for some other form of activity. So I've gone in and done my Olympic weightlifting and a bit of like CrossFit style accessories, and then I'm going to go swimming after lunch. So I'm going to go inside and grab some food, and I'm really hungry. So I'm going to have a prep kitchen meal, which is a chicken puttanesca with whole wheat spaghetti, and they're really nice. It's got lots of like olives in it and stuff and veggies. I really like them, and it's just like prepped meals, but it's put in packaging, so it looks like a ready meal, and you can microwave them, but they're freshly made at the start of the week and then they send you all of them. I'm gonna have it with a sandwich then, I think, just because I like bread and I like to have bread with my lunches. This was one of the first times I tried this pasta and it was incredible. I added a bit of extra mature cheddar on top and obviously had the sandwich thins, but there was so much flavour in this. There was the olives and lots of veggies in there. It was really nutrient dense and it felt like exactly what I need to set me up for a good swim. I obviously went swimming after that and I loved it so much. So I've just been swimming and I had literally the best time ever. Sorry my hair and makeup is a mess, I haven't bothered dealing with it. I'm trying to have a more balanced approach to fitness, as I said before, and I love swimming and I've not been allowing myself to swim because I feel like I need to earn it. I feel like I need to be doing more CrossFit in order to be able to let myself do the fitness stuff that I enjoy, and that doesn't make any sense. I was watching the CrossFit Games and I'm like, why is that just for them? Why can only they do the swimming and cycling and running if they are already fit enough? Why not us? So I've decided I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna add in some more fitnessy things that I like into my training schedule, and even replace some CrossFit sessions with it because I love it. That is okay. And also I've done my weightlifting today, but again, I don't need to earn my fitness. I'm allowed to do things that I find fun as part of my exercise schedule. I meant to just go in because I have quite high anxiety. I went in to just do some little intervals and to just enjoy it, and I ended up doing 50-meter intervals quite slowly and still enjoyed it, but I am now very tired, so I'm gonna head home and get some food and maybe watch the rest of the CrossFit Games. So at the moment I'm basically on maintenance calories, and Chloe does my calories. I think it's about 2,800, so I've got quite a lot, and I don't change that depending on how much I'm exercising or any of that. It does change in certain phases of my cycle, and today is day 1, so I'm still on 2,800, and then it will go back down again in a couple of days. I'm gonna make a protein yogurt bowl, and they are so good. That's something I usually have after a workout or as a general snack throughout the day, especially if I need to get more protein in. One thing that so many people get wrong when they start CrossFit is they start CrossFit with the mindset that they want to lose weight, and then they put themselves on 1,200 calories, which is a ridiculous amount, but that is the default that some apps out there give you. It's out there on TikTok as well, people telling you that you need to be on 1,200 calories. It's not true. CrossFit is super high intensity, it's really hard, and if you want to progress in CrossFit and gain muscle, you probably need to be eating more. You probably still would lose fat if you were at maintenance calories or in a tiny deficit, but in reality most people need around 2,000 to 2,500 calories to maintain their ability to be able to do CrossFit and to go back and keep progressing and build that muscle. I'll let Chloe explain why it's important to eat more.
We seem to live in a culture where we think we can just go all the time without any fuel in the tank, and particularly in CrossFit and lots of sports, we do end up going into these sessions without any fuel and thinking, oh well, I need to stay away from certain foods because they're gonna, they're bad for me. But we kind of have this thing where we're not getting the right foods in at the right times and not enough of these foods. It's really important to actually have some food going into training. Think of it like your car. You wouldn't drive your car for an hour without any petrol in the tank because your car's gonna break down. It's the same with your body. So we need fuel in the tank, especially if we want to get stronger, we want to recover, we want to get faster, fitter, we want to get more reps out. We're not going to get that without the fuel going in to create those extras, create more strength, create more reps. If we don't, get this fuel in, it's going to take away from the body. Your body's going to be using its own stores to get that energy, and it doesn't want to do that. That's going to lead to fatigue, poor sleep, overeating, stress, feeling irritable, feeling tired, feeling low, muscle loss. You might end up kind of overeating and binging because your body is trying to play catch up to get this food in. The type of food you're going to get in for that session or fueling your session is doubly important. And often we think perhaps maybe we should stay away from, maybe sugars, processed sugars, things like this. But sugars are very beneficial for exercise. Around exercise, your muscles, you're very insulin sensitive. This is the best time to get food and nutrients to the muscles. Sugar is the quickest thing that's going to go to your muscles. So if you want to recover and if you want to have quick energy going into the session, then we need that kind of fast releasing food. So actually getting sugary carbs in an hour before the workout, even during the workout and after the workout, is the optimal time to get stronger, go harder and longer, recover better after. So without those, we're kind of doing ourselves a disservice because this is a great way to get fuel in. So think about those 30 minutes before your session. Get yourself some fruit, some dried fruit, some rice cakes, some saurine, some coconut water, something. And I know it's, demonized sugar. It's great. It's perfect for training. Get it in during the session and after the session, and you'll feel 10 times better.
It's one of the most common faults that we see, is that loads of women are coming into CrossFit and they're making themselves eat barely anything and wondering why they're finding it so difficult in the gym. And some of the messages in the past have been that we shouldn't be eating processed carbohydrates or adding sugars into our diet, and that is just not true. A lot of the CrossFit Games athletes eat sugar, they eat bagels, which are processed carbohydrates. Like even Tier 2 meat eat stuff like Tim Tams, which are, I think they're like the UK version of like a penguin bar. It's chocolate, and it's totally normal to have that as part of a healthy balanced diet. And processed carbohydrates, especially before training, can really help you put in as much as you can into that session and give you enough energy to absolutely smash it when you go to the gym. I wouldn't have been able to lift those weights that I did today if I hadn't have eaten before. There are so many people going into CrossFit sessions fasted, not eating breakfast before CrossFit. Obviously it's your choice if you don't want to eat before, but it is going to have an impact if you are underfueled, so it's something to think about. And equally, it's just as important that you refuel after you've been training, which is why I'm going to have some protein now. You'll know if you follow me on Instagram, but I am absolutely obsessed with making these yogurt bowls at the moment. Cereal comes in lots of different flavours, so I love to use different ones on each bowl and change the toppings up, and also the protein flavour on the inside. Chloe's encouraging me to eat fruit again, and because of my ED recovery, I was really worried about eating fruit because I was honestly scared of sugar, but she's taught me that it is okay to eat sugar, especially to refuel, because it replenishes those glycogen stores and helps you recover better, and also they're so nutrient dense. This yogurt bowl was incredible. This looks like the most amazing yogurt bowl ever. So it's dark chocolate, mixed berries, which I put in the microwave to kind of mush them up a little bit, and then the cereal is cereal, which is a high protein cereal, so I think it's got 14 grams of protein per serving. So I tend to have that instead of like a protein shake, and then there's whey protein from Food Spring that's in the yogurt. So I mix it all in. You have to mix it quite a lot, and then it just turns into like a chocolate yogurt. It's so good. Like, why buy chocolate yogurt when you can literally make your own chocolate protein version? It is the most incredible snack ever. The cereal, I think they're supposed to be like Fruity Pebbles. We don't have them in the UK, but they're so fruity. So I'm gonna go and refuel on this and watch the CrossFit Games. So for my tea, I'm gonna have a bunless burger, which is another prep kitchen meal, and it's got rosemary wedges and sweet corn and pepper salsa on it. It's so good. I have had these before. It says bunless, but I'm gonna put a sandwich thing with it because I want some bread still. Oh my god, the wedges that went with this, they were so good, so herby, so much flavour in them, and that little salsa with the sweet corn was really tasty. It had so much flavour in it, and so did the like cheese sauce on top of the burger, and the burger was really meaty and it felt like it was full of protein, exactly what I needed. And then after that I had an ice cream cookie sandwich, and having snacks that are just things that I want during the day help prevent binges for me. And then after that I had like my sleepy tea, which is lavender, chamomile, echinacea and lemon balm. And lemon balm is really good for anxiety, echinacea is helpful for inflammation, lavender and chamomile are generally calming anyway and great for sleep. It's so important that you fuel throughout CrossFit and that you eat enough food so that you can train hard and enjoy your training and not feel like you've got no energy all the time. You deserve to eat. You don't need to earn your food, and you're allowed to eat as much as your body needs in the day. If you'd like to watch another full day of eating style video, I've got another one right here. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.